what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a spoiler review for Halloween, and this is the Halloween from this year, 2018. Now I've already done like a review for this film, and I did, I touched on a lot of things I liked about it, and I kind of like disliked it about it. It wasn't like a perfect Halloween film, but I do kind of believe it was kind of one of like the better ones, because most of the films in the series aren't too great anyway, And besides, like my favorite Halloween films are the original one, like 1978, the John Carpenter directed one, and this is actually my all-time favorite movie, period, not just horror, and actually like it's follow up to like the sequel that happened in the film, One of the things I thought was kind of off about the film too as well is like when the film actually opens, and I can see that it opened this way, I thought it actually had like a bigger, like a strong connection to what happened like in the last film, from 1978. I thought it would actually kind of pick up, explain exactly what happened with that, But this film, it didn't really do that, It just gives like little shots out that Michael Myers himself is like apprehended, by like Dr. Loomis, and actually like the character that Will Patton plays. Frank Hawkins, the sheriff. It was actually Frank Hawkins who was actually there on the scene when they actually apprehended Michael Myers. But you don't really get to see this play out in the film. So I thought they could have done something with that. I thought they should have showed like I know it was like 40 years ago when they actually did that, but I thought they could still show like a scene where you could say Michael Myers like wounded or something like that, and he's probably like crawling on the ground, and he didn't disappear, like he did like at the end of this film, he didn't like vanish. I feel like they could have done something like where they showed him like crawling along, and he just fell down, Then they came and apprehended him and took him back, But they didn't do that at all, just kind of left it open, which is kind of okay, They didn't have to go into detail about that, so that's one of my spoilers from the film, I thought they should have showed more of what actually happened, how they caught him, and so on. They just kind of left it open. But they gave out little shots, like even Hawkins' like character, the character that Will Patton plays, he actually said that he was there on the scene when Michael Myers was apprehended, So they did give like little shots that he actually was caught. They just don't go into enough detail about how he was, That's one of my gripes about it, Another thing too, the Michael Myers in this film, who was played by James Drew Courtney, and I know Nick Castle has like a cameo scene in it too as well. I felt like this is spoilers too again, I feel like they didn't really show like the age of Michael Myers enough. Now when he does have on his mask, and there's like a lot of scenes like that too, and you don't ever really get to see his face like up close real good. You just use it at the side of his face or like the back of his head. And if you do see like a frontal shot of his face, it's usually like from a distance where it's kind of like blurred, you can't really see like this right here, and it's kind of like blurred, whenever you actually do see the front of his face. But they don't really show him like moving like he's like old or like like weak or anything like that, so I thought that was kind of off, I feel like they could have done that a little more, like with Michael Myers himself. They could have showed him like age in the movie. Now there was a couple of scenes where you can see like he's like walking along like he's like kind of old, but he wasn't like like I thought they would do it, I feel like they didn't do that enough, show like the Michael Myers been old, basically, or getting old, basically, I feel like they didn't do that enough, It's kind of a shock too, and I felt like I said in my previous review that this is what kind of like ruined the film when it got to this point, was the powerful Dr. Sartain. Like that character right there. He was an interesting character at first, but like this situation that happened with him in the film, it kind of harkens back to, I guess you could see, kind of like the curse of Michael Myers to a certain extent. I know that they said they want to give each film in the series a shout out in this film, and they do, there's like a lot of Easter eggs and references to every film like in the series, But like it turns out that he kind of turned out to be kind of like a bad like doctor, like an evil doctor, because he wanted to actually study Michael Myers, and he was actually behind Michael Myers escaping. You don't really see what he did, but he actually caused like some kind of way to bust the crash, and that's how Michael Myers managed to escape. The thing Michael Myers does gets like wounded in the film too a lot of times. At one point he actually gets his fingers like shot off. I think it's like 2 of them. Like Laurie actually shoots him off with like the shotgun, like actually blows his fingers off. And it's right during the sequence where he's like busting through the door and grabbing her. She takes the shotgun and blows his like 2 of his fingers off, and then he's like wounded, dripping blood, Now the actual confrontation in the house, I feel like, it was kind of cool that she's like looking for him in her house, she has all these traps and so on, but it didn't really go into like enough. It wasn't like enough going on, from my opinion, It felt like it was kind of stretched out, but it still was like enough. She didn't really use like a lot of the traps and so on that much, it wasn't like enough of it, It's like she built this whole like house up and all these traps and like weapons, but didn't really use them, I can kind of see that too, like you built all this up, but then like you never did use it, you know, so I can kind of see that too to a certain extent. And then like I said, at the end, like Michael Myers, they managed to lock him down like in like the cellar thing. And then that's when she decides to set him on fire, you know, almost like part two, you know, where they actually burned up Michael Myers. But in this film, if you watch closely, you don't really get to see the flames on Michael Myers at all. When it's burning up, you know, it's kind of like off of him, you know, you don't get to see him like burning up, you know, you just see him like looking like that. And the flames all surround him, but they're not on him, you don't see him like burning up or anything like that. So I am sure that he found a way to escape, you know. And that's at the very end of the film, you know. And of course, you know, Laurie Strode, you know, her two daughters, you know, they survived, you know, the three women, they survived, you know. Like, the kills were pretty awesome. Like, Michael Myers, I thought, like, he was pretty good, like, the way he moved the song. It was pretty good the way James Drew Corey did. But, like, a lot of the kills, they were, like, off screen. They could be very gruesome, too. Like, some of the kills that he did, like, there's, like, heads, like, being chopped off, you know, all kind of stuff, you know, but you don't really actually get to see it like physically happening. You know, you actually can see like Michael like commit like the action, but you don't really get to see it. Like one of them you do like the Dr. Zartane death when he actually kills him. It's it's very gruesome. You know, he actually picks his foot up while Dr. Zartane is laying on the ground and just like smashes his foot on his head and it just explodes. You know. I'm like, whoa, you know, like the effect of it, you know, like, you know, it was just real gruesome. That's probably like the most gruesome scene in the film. I think one of the most gruesome kills in the series too in general, you know, if I'm not mistaken, you know. Now, I believe there were a few other things I kind of wanted to hit in this spoiler review, but I'm not going to like just, you know, go into it too much, you know. But yeah, like I said, that thing, you know, this film could be almost considered like I could almost give it like a C rating, you know, like a C review. I'm still going to just stick with my B- review. Cause like I said, at times, you know, I think this is kind of like one like far as like the well-made style of it, you know. I think it's probably one of like the better films like in the series, you know. But in the end, Halloween, I'm still giving this a B-, and that's like my spoiler review for this film. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.